The airline tickets. Mail and wire fraud, especially if the mother testifies in exchange for immunity.
Come on, whose own mother's gonna testify against him?
Hello everyone, Soprano Theories here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video. Before we get started, be sure to click subscribe and click the bell to get notifications on all upcoming Sopranos content. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, the links will be in the description below. When it came to the character of Livia Soprano, we all knew that her relationship with her children was not the greatest. And more specifically, her relationship with her son Tony was the worst of all, as she tried to get him killed by putting out a hit on her very own son with Uncle Jr. in season 1. And with the unfortunate passing of Nancy Marchand that happened during the filming of the series, David Chase and the writers needed to improvise the series' plot and story development, now with Livia out of the picture. But if Nancy Marchand hadn't passed away during filming, was the plan eventually to testify against her very own son? We'll never know, but it's worth a shot at investigating this crazy theory. This video could not have been possible without the support of Devin. Thank you so much for the idea and the information that you provided on this topic. Devin, you know who you are. For what seems like an eternity, we all knew that Tony wanted Livia gone. Even though she was once a caring mother who kept all of Tony's accolades and schoolwork growing up, he despised her. So as a plan to get her out of the picture and focus on selling her house, Tony decided to give Livia some airline tickets. However, what Livia didn't know is that the airline tickets were stolen, because they were initially brought up and purchased on the line of credit that Tony used for the David Scatino bust-out scam. With Tony knowing this, he ultimately gives the tickets to Livia despite knowing that this could get him in some serious trouble.
Remember the airline tickets?
The tickets were stolen.
Did you say that, or did the feds say that? I never stated those tickets were stolen, capiche? Now, Barb will testify I didn't say it, but you gotta back her up.
However, the FBI ultimately needed to tie the tickets to Tony and then get the go-ahead for a search warrant and probable cause to take Tony to trial for what would be RICO predicates, as we see here with Skip Lipari and Big Pussy.
An airline ticket from the Scatino bus stop. Tony made the guy order blocks of these things through the sporting goods store. You could use it as probable cause for a warrant, couldn't you?
First, you'd have to tie the ticket to Tony.
So if there was to be a trial, which would have been an amazing scene to witness, Tony would then have to decide whether he would whack his own mother to save his own ass. When mobsters are getting made, they take an oath, omerta, to never go against the family. So if Tony were to take the stand, his entire life would be over and his family's life would be over as well, as we saw this with another gangster in Henry Hill during Goodfellas. And we know back in season 1 that Tony would never testify or go against the family, despite Carmela's wishes of a better life and a safer life for Tony and her family.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Wake up, Tony. It already did.
I took an oath, Carmela.
There's so many potential storylines that we could have gotten if the two were to face off against each other in court. There could have been Tony debating on killing his own mother or not, possibly Tony deciding to side with his mother and not kill her.
They're trying to build a RICO case against me. Any kind of deal they try to make, you keep your mouth shut.
Tony possibly kissing Livia's ass in order for her not to testify, or even the grand finale of all storylines, Tony flipping. The topic of Tony killing his own mother is interesting, of course, as it would be the ultimate revenge on his mother for the hit that she put out on him at the end of season 1. As well as we also see Janice have fantasies of killing her very own mother, possibly for the records and financial benefits that Livia had buried in the house. I feel as if Tony killing her would be the most ordinary thing to do in this situation, as that entire narrative would still fit nicely within the plot and overall storyline arc and development of The Sopranos, and the rising psychotic actions of Tony Soprano. It would stick within his character. It would lead to so many interesting scenes between Tony and Dr. Melfi. As if Tony were to whack his own mother, we could get the answers to so many questions. Why did he do it? How did he feel afterwards? Did he feel any sense of guilt, remorse, or relief now that she was gone? But with this, we eventually come to discover how Tony truly felt now that his mother had passed.
I'm glad she's dead. Got this court case coming up. She might have testified against me, so when I heard she was dead, relief flooded into my veins.
This entire statement is so shocking and startling as it displays the narcissist behavior and display just how much of a psycho Tony Soprano is. There is an interesting scene in the second episode of season 3, the episode where Livia suddenly passes away. While filming, Nancy Marchand had passed away. To quickly ad-lib and solve this issue for upcoming scenes in The Sopranos, David Chase and the series' crew members used some CGI technology from other episodes to make it look as if Livia was actually still in the scenes. Check out an example of it here in this scene.
Supposed to fill these out. 20 years, fat fucking nothing.
Now look here. I don't like that kind of talk.
During an interview, Terrence Winter, a writer on the series, said that when Nancy Marchand had passed away, The Sopranos' film crew was filming during the beginning stages of filming season 3, and that no more than 2 episodes were planned or in progress before her death. Terrence was asked if he thinks Livia would have testified against her own son. He said, quote, that there's a very good chance she might have, and that it's certainly in line with that character. Winter was also asked if Tony would have responded by putting out a hit on his own mother. He said, quote, that could have been very likely considering he tried to smother his own mother with a pillow. And as a result of the death of Livia, Winter stated that Janice did get a bump up because of the death, even though she had been shipped off back to Seattle at the end of season 2 for murdering Richie. And that characters and storylines such as Ralphie and the infamous Pine Barrens episode were still narratives that would have made it into season 3 with or without the death of Livia. Also, Winter noted that the incidents between Tony and Uncle Jr. that we saw towards the end of the series, such as Uncle Jr.'s forgetfulness and him shooting Tony, would have likely been transitioned over to the character of Livia had she not passed away. Well, that's pretty much it. Do you think Livia was going to testify against her own son? Do you think Tony would have likely whacked his own mother? Whose side would you have been on if the two were to square off in court? Let me know down in the comment section below. For more Sopranos content, keep it locked here, right here on this channel.